Yeah. I'm a little late to the party. The party is this. And it's reviewing Wonder Man. And yeah, I know a lot of people reviewed it before me because it came out 2 days ago. And I took my time watching it because, hey, do you know that, like, actually, it's statistically better to watch a show, like, an episode a day than binge watch the entire thing because it, like, helped. I don't exactly know, but I saw it somewhere. It's true, totally. Anyways, let's talk about Wonder Man because I really love it. Like, I know a lot of people were like, well, I expected it to be okay. It's like, I didn't. I expected it to be good because the trailers and the ideas were really promising to me. This idea of a superhero actor trying to make it in the business, this of a superhero film, well, it's not a superhero, but it's superhuman. I thought it was really cool. I think they used it quite well, especially with the whole thing of superheroes are banned in Hollywood. Which, yeah. I'll just talk about that real quick. The Doorman episode. I think that's my favorite episode series. I think it's so fantastic. I really like how it built up the reason why superhumans can't be in Hollywood. Like a normal show, a normal Marvel, or just a normal show in general. Most shows would just go and be like, okay, this is what happened, and explain one sentence how this dude got famous and then he put someone in his stomach because that's his power, and he just never appeared again. Jake Gad, or John Gad, I think his name was John. And normal show would do that, but this show took the entire effort to humanize his character, show us his humility, and then rise to fame, show him appear in all these movies, and show his desperation, then he appears again, and then he just, boom, that happens. And it's a whole thing to build up to this whole reason of why Doorman banned superheroes. He's the reason. I think it's such a good idea. Also, speaking of which, where did he go? I heard a theory that he's the vomit. That he's like the vomit that he threw out, but yeah. That's my favorite episode. But I also really like the finale. I think it's such a good finale for the character. I like him after getting to be Wonder Man, and I like how he got the movie. I love how it comes with the character arc for full circle. I really like how Trevor, to defend Simon after basically betraying him, went and became the Mandarin so he couldn't get all that off his back. Then he freed him. I thought it was really great. Overall, I think every episode was pretty great. I mean, IMDb, I believe, has not a single episode below an 8 out of 10. And it's like, that's fair. It's a really great first season. Like, each episode, it feels like a TV show. It feels like the next leads into the next, leads into the next, it leads into the next. But each has their small story and idea, but it has a great overarching thing. There's very few MCU shows that are able to do that. I feel like the best ones in Agatha All Along, the Loki, Daredevil Born Again, X-Men 97, WandaVision. Those are the only ones that could do it. I feel okay, let me talk about it. I feel like those all did it really well. Agatha All Along, with each room and trial, it felt like you were going through a TV show. Each new episode didn't feel like it was just a really long movie. Loki, while it didn't have that each episode's individual plot, well, kind of did, but it was way more overarching, but it fit really well, and it didn't feel like it was a stretched out movie, I'm gonna say it. And then WandaVision, with each new sitcom, it felt like, guess what, another episode to a TV show. X-Men 97, I felt like was just a normal serialized TV show. And then Daredevil Born Again, it felt like a TV show. Every episode had its own arc. The first two was Kingpin's rise to power and how he's going to deal with that power. Third episode is White Tiger. And the next episode is who killed White Tiger and Frank confronting Punisher. Then the bank heist episode, which is pretty episodic. Then the Muse episode. Then Muse's defeat episode. Then the last two episodes about Bullseye, Kingpin, and Matt, right? And Punisher and all that jazz. It felt like an actual TV show. Speaking of which, oh my god, I already talked about that Daredevil Morgan teaser, but it's so good. And I'm so hyped for that. When it was Wonder Man, it felt like it was. Anyways, the characters. Wow, characters. Yeah, the characters I felt like were all very great. I really liked Trevor and Simon's dynamic. They're so fun together. I felt like it was so good. And each character felt fleshed out. I could go and I would like each and every one of these characters. It felt very nice, you know? That's what you want from a show. You want good characters. Eric. He annoyed me a bit. Oh my god. Stupid thing. Okay. Yeah, Eric. I'm watching you, bucko. You annoyed me. Anyways, now back to the thing that everyone's talking about. This is not a superhero show. This is a show with superhero elements. This is a show about someone trying to get the part of a superhero. I really like that. I kind of like looking at the technical aspects and what goes behind a movie. Like, I like watching behind the scenes stuff, especially when they're like funny bloopers. But I think it's really nice to see it. It like shows you how much hard work went into it. I think Wonder Man helps people understand that. I think it shows it really well. I especially like Simon's journey of becoming an actor. And how, of course, him having superpowers is going against that idea. And yeah. What can I talk about? Overall, I think, yeah. I think it's just a really fantastic show. I mean, I don't think it's the best MCU show. I would say it's right now, like MCU show, it's probably like 4th or 5th. Marvel show, it's probably like 6th, 7th, 8th. Because there are a lot of good Marvel shows. By the way, I'm making a video on Legion. Trust, I will make a video on Legion. Because Legion is fantastic. And I want to make a video on Legion. I will. Trust me, I will. But now, on topic of Wonder Man. First thing I really like is the cinematography. I'm going to talk about some of the technical aspects now. Cinematography was really good. I mean, it's not the best looking Marvel show. That's still Loki, and I guess a second would be Daredevil and then Agatha all along. But it's still a really good looking show. I mean, the cinematography works, the lighting works, the set design works. I think it is just a really pleasant looking show. You know, it captures all the beautiful sides of what LA looks like and not all the other not beautiful sides of LA. I mean, I don't really know where I was going with that. Anyways, I also really like the acting. Of course, it's fun to see actors pretend to be actors. I think it's a nice way to show range and how they have to act in multiple ways and show their own acting process, but not make it too realistic and they still have to act it out. I think it's really cool. I really like how the characters are playing themselves, but again, they're still acting, but they're acting as themselves. I think it's just really interesting to see that. I think it comes forth through some great acting. Anyways, let's talk about Simon Williams and the potential that shows up for the future of the MCU. I've seen a lot of theories that this is the start of mutants. I've heard theories that Simon is a mutant, which is a cool idea. He could be, and especially since he's being hunted after, just like how Ms. Marvel was, which was set up for when the X-Men appear, and Sentinels, and them basically being discriminated against, and especially since the Department of... forgot the name. But yeah, especially, isn't it the DOD? Oh, Damage Control. DODC. Department of Damage Control is basically coming after a bunch of superheroes because they have powers. Not even that they're doing anything with that powers, it's just that they have powers. And it's a good way to set up how later on the X-Men will basically be discriminated against and hated against, and just mutants in general, because they are mutants, because they're different, because they have powers. I think it'll work really well to set up that. Anyways, I'm going to try and give every episode an individual rating. I may rank them later. So, and this will change. I haven't really thought about this. I feel like the first episode is like a 8. Next episode, about an 8. Next one, like an 8.3. Episode 4, Doorman's my favorite. I give it like a 9.3. Episode 5, give like an 8.7. Episode 6, I give like also an 8.7. Episode 7, I give an 8.9. Episode in the finale, I give like a 9.1, 9.2. Again, those are rough ratings. I'll probably change them. I kind of like just came up with them, but yeah. Now, what's my rating for the overall show? It's gonna have to be like a really, really solid like 9. Like 9.1. Like, I think it's a very good show. I think this is such a good first season. I really hope it gets a second season. Because Marvel's starting to go into a show where you get yearly second seasons. I mean, we're getting this with Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and especially Daredevil Born Again, which is actually just coming out exactly a year, well, not exactly, but a year later. I think that's very cool. And thank Marvel for actually giving us television again. So, that's nice. Anyways, bye.